Today I'm proving that Elden Ring is actually the ultimate cosplay game. Accomplishing this is pretty simple. I have a few characters that I've decided to play as with the main goal of obtaining at least one remembrance per character before I can move on to the next. But as each character, I have to try to be as faithful as possible to their character designs, weapons, and abilities as can be. Everything begins with a starting class. I chose Wretch since this guy starts off at the lowest level with the most equal stat distribution, which will be helpful during this entire journey because of the handful of rebirths I'll have to do. Moving on with the character creation, I already know that there's no better way to kick this off than with some pure Hanma blood. The one and only Yujiro Hanma. But before I actually begin to try beating this game, there's a few things that I need to do. Fight the tree sentinel at level 1 and die for no reason. A few times. I seriously don't even know why I was doing that. Make my way over here on the map to find this portal that leads me to Caelid and kill this huge dragon to get a nice leg up on some levels and give me sufficient runes to buy the main armament I'll be using as Yujiro, the Spiked Caestus. And with this, I have everything that I need to head into Stormveil and be my first victim. With the Stormveil castle having been cleared, I have for the most part done everything I need to do in Limgrave. Now it's time to move on to the next character. First off, I head to the Death Touch catacombs and make my way to the Uchi Katana. With that done, I make my way to the Floridian cave and face off against the Magma Worm, which rewards me with the Moonveil Katana. I completed this guy's questline, which let me receive the final sword that I need. And now with 3 katanas in my possession, you can pretty much guess who's the next character. Having cleared Stormveil Castle, my next destination is the Academy of Rhea Lucaria, with the ultimate goal of defeating Renala.
Oi! 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 なんだ、道でも聞きてえのか? 二刀流居合羅生門一刀流360ポンド一刀流
Okay, I'll be honest here. I already have everything I need for my next character and it fits weirdly perfectly. So I was already planning to use the katanas I obtained. But earlier, when I was playing as Yujiro, I accidentally encountered patches in a cave and I was kind of feeling violent.
No one likes a bull-headed brute, you know.
I'll be honest, I just killed him and got his leather armor set, which was way too perfect of an opportunity to pass around. Now with this armor set, the Uchi Katana, and the Moonveil Katana, I made my way to Redmane Castle to go to war.
死んだ仲間もそうなのか。あの兵士たちも無意味だったのか。いや違う。あの兵士たちに意味を与えるのは我々だ。あの勇敢な死者を、哀れな死者を思うことができるのは聖者である我々だ。我々はここで死に、次の聖者に意味を託す。それこそ唯一この残酷な世界に抗う術なのだ。兵士を怒れ、兵士を叫べ、兵士を叩け。
Okay, so now that I have Radahn's Remembrance in my hands, I am officially allowed to move on to my next character. Beforehand, when I was in Real Lucaria, I got my hands on this carry and armor set in this creepy cemetery filled with the undead. Also, after defeating Radahn, I got access to Nocron, where I defeated the Mimic Tear and progressed Ranni's questline enough to get her outfit. Finally, mixing this with a carry and sword that you get from basically doing a GTA style heist and respecting my character, I finally made my way into Lindale. Now that I have the remembrance in my inventory, I'm able to say goodbye to Saber. But stay with me here, there is actually one more questline I need to do. Following the defeat of that dragon and some extra scavenging, I finally have everything that I need for my next character. Right at the start, when my back looked like an upside down Christmas tree, I did this guy's questline to obtain the Nagakiba. But at the end of said questline, I also got this pole blade. There's a reason that I went to defeat Command Denial. He gives me access to half of the secret Haligtree medallion necessary to unlock a new part of the map, where I can get this new piece of armor. Then I just had to finish it off by visiting my favorite foot expo for a fresh new respec. And with that unnecessary detour out of the way, it was finally time to make the final stretch and claim my spot on the throne, with only 2 bosses left for me to defeat. And now, I know I've already done a character from this anime, but I decided to go with Archer from the Fate series, because I thought it would be interesting to use his more diverse arsenal of tools. To bring this character to life in Elden Ring, there was a laundry list of things I had to complete. First of all, the armor. I had to work my way through to the Volcano Manor, where I will receive this quest to defeat a few invaders until I got to a certain one that gave me the most similar to that of Archer. Since I am an archer, I also had to get myself a bow that would just spawn out of thin air. So earlier on, I defeated the Stand of Loretta on my way to Ranni's tower, and I also met the actual stand user on my way to meet Melania. I got this black knife from defeating the Black Knife assassin near Lindale, and the Blade of Calling in this secret room in the elevator that took me down to the snow plains. And of course, the final touch was to respec myself so I can lean more towards intelligence, dexterity, and a bit of faith so I can actually use the blades that I got. Okay, before I enter the final boss fight, I decided to switch up my weapons because I didn't really like them, and instead went with 2 curved swords. I mean, look at Archer's blades and look at mine. It basically gives off the same feel. This whole video just goes to show that you can create basically any build that you want and somehow make it work. With the immense selection of armor, spells, weapons, and intricate customization options, you can basically become anybody, and even let your inner weeb geek out for a bit.